everybody, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 15-ish minute. Actually, this one will be a 10-ish minute review because, well, you'll understand once I do the review. Once again, I want to thank all of you. I've had a couple of videos that have really taken off, so the subscriptions are jumping up. I want you to know how much I appreciate that. Right now, as of this recording, 880 fellow maniacs. Always grateful. Grateful to the people who have stuck around for the last a year and couple months, and to all the new viewers to the channel. I want you to know how much I appreciate that, and the comments and the recommendations. Keep them coming. I love them. Now, this was not recommended by anybody. This was one that came up in my queue that looked interesting to me, and I wanted to watch it. Was that a mistake? Probably. The film is They Call Him OG. I did. I pretty. Yeah, I did it. I think I did a trailer reaction on this. I think that's why I wanted to see it. It's directed by Sujeeth. It stars Pawan Kalyan, who I don't think I've seen in anything before. Prakash Raj, who I've seen in quite a bit, Retro Game Changer, Devara Part 1. Emraan Hashmi, who was in Tiger 3 in Shanghai. He was very good in this. Priyanka Mohan, who plays the love interest. And I don't know who the actress is, but she played a great character, Geetha, the old woman with a shotgun. That's what I have in my notes. Now, this is a Telugu film. Okay, so the story. Wait, let me give you my overall. So, no, I'm not going to give that to you yet because I want you to stick around for a few minutes. I know how the algorithm works. So, the story is about this enigmatic guy who, as the film opens, it's about Japan. So I thought this film was going to be about like a an Indian who becomes like this ninja. That's definitely how it started off. Um, and they talk about the Yakuza and the Black Dragon. They also, and this is all in the opening credits. The Black Dragon was created to fight Yakuza. So the head of Yakuza ends up killing the Black Dragon. And this young kid is taken on by a mentor, and he becomes this super ninja as a young guy. And he's saved by who ultimately becomes his mentor. Um, in fact, he calls him Dada. Dada. So the film deals with rival gangs. Here's Let me tell you why it's difficult for me to tell you the story, because the weak part of this film was the story, and this seems to be a common thread with some of the current releases that I have recently watched. Retro was like this. There's a few other ones that all flash know something. Boggy Four, and this film was just like that. The story was pretty non-existent. It was a couple of scenes with a little bit of a thread tying them together. But ultimately, it was a version of John Wick. And there are nods to John Wick all throughout this film. Now, there are some great action scenes. The opening action scene where he's on a boat and he fights thieves trying to steal gold is a great scene. And there's a lot of scenes once the adult Gambira, the OG, once he has a couple of fights, he's got the katana sword, and it's bloody, and the action's great. The story is kind of lame, and he's got a love interest, and he has a kid, and his wife ends up, and I'm going to spoil this movie, but I'm also going to say, you know what, you might not want to waste your time. I don't want to say waste because that's not fair. Because the lead actor I liked in this, he had plenty of charisma, and he was good in the action scenes. He really was. And again, I don't think I've ever seen him before. And I thought the villains were good too. They were good bad guys. Um, but there's RDX in it, and it's pretty violent. In fact, there's a massacre at a hospital where a girl gets shot in the back. His wife ends up getting killed there, and it's pretty graphic. And then they do this interval where it says Firestorm is here, and that's the return of the OG, who now, once his wife gets killed, is on a rampage. He's got a souped up car. Who else had that? That's right, John Wick. He's got a weapons room. Who had that? John Wick. There's a scene in a flashback that I swear Jackie Schroff is in it. And you tell me or not, because I didn't rewatch it to make sure. I'm pretty sure I saw Jackie Schroff. Um, and there's a like they do a little misdirection. Um, when the wife dies, you find out you think it's one person, and then in the flashback you find out it was actually somebody else. They do that a couple times in this film, and that's kind of a cheat, I think, to misdirect you. Um, let's see what else. He gives a speech, "Eagle, oh eagle," while they're and that's a great scene too. All the laser sights of the guns are all pointing at him, and he gives a big speech, "Eagle, oh eagle," and that's when the Black Dragon ends up saving all his ninja buddies, and it ties up in a post-credit scene that setting up OG2 that it's going to be the Yakuza now wants him dead now that he's back in the picture. But there was some things. So the story, because there was no story, I gave the story a two. It just all flash, no substance. Visually stunning, soundtrack excellent, and not a lot of musical numbers, but the incidental music I really did like. But there were things that made no logical sense at all. Like there's a scene where the bad guys chase down his mentor to kill him, and it's in the middle of this giant field. So this is simultaneously happening while the OG is doing this big fight scene somewhere else. And so the mentor and another guy manages to get away. Now they're in this giant. It looks like a wheat field. I don't know what it was, but this giant field. Maybe it was sugarcane. I don't know what it was. He manages to call the OG because there's a phone booth in the middle of this field, and within you know it feels like a minute, the OG shows up to save him. How did he get from there to there? I have no idea. Stuff like that. It was just illogical. It was kind of silly, actually. Um, but I don't know. It wasn't very good. The performances were better. I thought there were actually some pretty decent performances in it. Like I said, he was good. I liked him. He definitely had a presence to him. He was great in the action scenes. I thought the bad guys were good. It wasn't overly cartoonish as Telugu films tend not to be, not the Bollywood type. But I gave the performances a three. I thought they were good. Now, as far as the music goes, there was only like really one song, um, and it was they moved in together. Now there was no subtitles, but it was really the story of him getting married and having a baby, moving into the house. So it wasn't like this big, huge musical number. It wasn't like that, and that was really it. And then the rest of it was just the incidental music, which was very hard rock. I mean, it was intense. It was loud. Um, but yeah, pulsing music. That's what it was. That's how I described it. Pulsing music, and there was a lot of that, and it definitely helped with the action scenes. Absolutely. So I actually gave the music a three. Overall, like I said, all flash, no substance. I really can't give this anything higher than a three. I mean, it's funny because I watched this movie a week ago. Um, and I have all my notes. I had to go over my notes like three times to remember stuff in it because it was so scattered. I mean, I remember action scenes, and that's really what sticks out with me. But like I love the John Wick movies, and at least the John Wick movies, they create their own mythology, and the action's fantastic. And the action in this was great. I loved the action, but there's much more of a storyline with the John Wick movies than this movie. There just wasn't, even though there was a lot of John Wick in this. So that's my, let me know. Did you see it? I have no idea how this did at the box office. Um, but it wasn't a long movie either. But it did drag a little bit. Um, so let me know what you guys think if you saw it. And again, this actor, I did like him. Can you give me a recommendation for that guy, for Pawan Kalyan? I'd like to see him in something else, maybe with a story. So if you got anything in mind, put it down in the comment section. Okay. I'm not going to do a made. Well, you know what? I might as well. Hey, let me give you, now that I've trashed that movie, let me give you my recommendation. Okay, as you can guess, the movie I'm going to recommend is the movie that this was an homage to, and I think a much better film, and that's John Wick. Um, I just loved that movie. When I went to see it, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about the background. I just love the character. I love the world building that they do in John Wick. And if you ever watch, there's a documentary on John Wick that's fantastic about how they ran out of money, how an actress, what's her name? Oh, it was in she was in the Desperate Housewives. I can't think of the name, but she ended up coughing up money so they could finish the film. It wasn't a big budget film, and it was directed by a stunt guy. I think he did stunt work on The Matrix. I think that's how Keanu Reeves got involved with it. But I just love the movie and the action scenes. Keanu Reeves is unbelievable. And if you and maybe I'll put it in the link. If you ever watch the way he trained on YouTube with the guns, it is amazing the stuff that he's able to do. And you look at some of those fight scenes, and they're 90% practical. So he's flipping on the ground. In fact, there's a technique he uses with the gun that they now teach in military, where instead of popping the clip out, putting another one in, he does this. So the thing flies out and then puts it back in. That's a John Wick thing that they now teach. But the fight scenes in it, the one when he goes into that club and oh, by the way, in the OG they call him the Boogeyman, right? Which is what they call Keanu Reeves' character in John Wick. But that scene in the club where they're all coming at him and he's reloading and he's got everyone coming at him. Great, great scene. I love the film. I like the sequels too. They definitely go bigger, and I don't know if that's necessarily better, but I've seen every one of them. So, but I think the first one is the best one because the whole predicate of why he came back, yeah, I think I'm back, is because they killed his dog. And in movies, the first thing they tell you is you can't have a movie where you killed a dog. And that was the whole predicate for what he did. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's I love it. I love the action. I love his character, and like I said, I love the world building that they do. Okay, so that's it. Let me know what you think of they call him the OG or John Wick in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and most importantly, please share. I'm trying to hit 2,000. That's my short term goal. My long term goal is much more than that, but I'm willing to take baby steps. I love doing this, and I'll continue to do it. And with your support, we'll keep humming along. Okay. All right. That's it. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with another movie review, a trailer reaction, a song reaction, an announcement reaction. I don't know. We'll react to anything. Weather reaction. I don't know. But that's it. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody, as always.